Aye. Yes, eh? Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Your World. As you can see, this morning we've vacated the studio and definitely brought you to the gym. As I mentioned yesterday to you, is that today we're taking time to think about how you can gain weight in a healthy way through fitness and nutrition. Now here's the interesting thing. Most often than not, when you think about working out, you think as the guys who probably have weight issues, they want to lose their weight and all that. But I can tell you there is a whole population of people that actually struggle to add weight and even keep it. So whether you're underweight or you're doing it for aesthetic value or you want to gain mass because of whatever sporting industry you're in, this is the show for you. But then again, even for those that want to lose weight, perhaps you'll hear some things today that you have been doing thinking you're helping yourself and yet it's counterproductive for your journey. So we'll get into that even as we hear from a fitness coach and also somebody who has really been trying to add weight, and she hopes today perhaps will be the beginning of a different journey for her. But before we get to all that, let's take a look at what you can expect today.
Where we need to do better is those who are yet to receive now the first dose.
Vaccine apathy is still holding down Kenya's vaccination rates and stalling plans to vaccinate 10 million Kenyans by December. And parents mourn the loss of 26 children who died in a fire at their straw and wood classroom school in Maradi, southern Niger. Into a conversation of the day. Dee, do you know you can curate a fitness regime to help gain weight? Oh yes, you can. And we'll delve into that conversation in a moment.
This listing is an opportunity, to widen our shareholder base.
And a look into the business world, MTN courts Kenya as it seeks to raise 20 billion shillings through an IPO. Thank you for joining us again on this broadcast. Remember, we are in a gym because our conversation has to do about fitness and nutrition. Special focus for those that have really been struggling to gain weight or reason. And that's why our question of the day to you is, do you struggle gaining weight and keeping it? Do you struggle gaining weight and keeping it? And what are some of the things you've been told to do or you've even tried to ensure that you gain this weight? Talk to us, because I'm sure there are many things you've been told to do or eat or drink, and we can discuss that even as we help each other gain weight in a healthy way. Remember that hashtag is new normal, and we will be sampling your feedback in a moment. But for now, let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines this morning. Now, vaccine apathy is still holding down Kenya's vaccination rates and stalling plans to vaccinate 10 million Kenyans by December and achieve a herd immunity. Now, the Ministry of Health is concerned that a good number of Kenyans are yet to take even the first dose amid fears with the easing of restrictions. NTV's Helen Arura has that report.
Vaccine hesitancy continues to slow down the country's efforts towards attaining herd immunity against COVID-19. Ministry of Health data shows that some counties have fallen behind in the vaccination drive. Now, the government's plan to vaccinate 10 million people by end of December seems to falter amid concerns that skepticism about the vaccine could prolong the pandemic that is still claiming lives around the world.
Sijachanjwa corona. Na sio tu kwa sababu sitaki, lakini ni kwa sababu kwa ile vitu nimeifuata, nimejipata nikiwa jana moja mwili yangu iko sawa, na niliamua tu kwamba siwezi chanjwa kwa sababu ninaiogopa ile side effects.
Where we need to do better is those who are yet to receive now the first dose. Those numbers are not what we expect, and these are the people we want to reach out to come. For those who have already accepted vaccination, when you analyze the data, they are actually coming for the second dose.
Kenya has received 9 million doses of the AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson and Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccines. Despite the low positivity rate, the Ministry of Health is still wary of a possible mutation of the virus and a fifth wave, and cautions Kenyans against dropping their guard.
The way we break down the information with communities and the way we even champion how we fight this virus, because we've been fighting it for almost 2 years now. And we're in battle mode, but we're not understanding that this vaccine is actually the key to kind of help calm things down. 5,691,050 doses have so far been distributed. More than 3.8 million people have received their first dose. Only about 1.8 million people have been fully vaccinated. Nairobi County leads with the number of those fully vaccinated at 20.3%, followed by Nyeri County at 17.8%, Kiambu County 11.2%, Taita Taveta 9.4%, and Nyandarua County at 9.3% to round up the first 5 counties, while Mandera, Wajir and Marsabit lagging behind at just 1% per county.
The bigger concern in terms of numbers is the low uptake in counties in Western and Nyanza. If you really go and see that, that should be where our efforts go. And that is why we really want the county leadership in those counties which have dense population densities, which experienced part of the fourth wave, and which should understand that we are not yet out of the woods.
The ministry further says the National Task Force on Vaccine Deployment is looking into the possibility of administering the Pfizer vaccine to those aged 16 years. Helen Aura, NTV.
Elsewhere, the High Court in Eldoret has directed that Ibrahim Rotich, the prime suspect in the murder of athlete Agnes Tirop, be taken for mental examination to determine his fitness to stand trial for the offense. NTV's Lois Wangui has more.
At the High Court in Eldoret, Ibrahim Rotich, a suspect in the murder of athlete Agnes Tirop, took his place in the dock. He was covered up at first in an attempt to hide his face from the cameras. The DPP requested that he undergoes a mental assessment before he is formally charged.
To pray for others to have the accused person escorted to Moi Referral Hospital for psychiatric assessment.
The defense is not averse to that request. We accede to the same.
The suspect will be evaluated at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital before the matter is mentioned on the 16th of November. A post-mortem exam on Tirop's body revealed that she died after being stabbed on the neck and being hit by a blunt object in the head. Lois Wangoi, NTV, Eldoret.
And to the investors in the house, and of course you're looking into how to make use of your money, here is some good news. Mobile telecommunication service provider MTN Uganda has no plans of cross-listing at the Nairobi Securities Exchange anytime soon, even as it goes public on the Uganda Stock Exchange. Now the firm is now courting Kenyans to participate in the public offer on the Uganda Exchange, which seeks to raise 27.9 billion shillings by offloading at 20% stake. Now the MTN Uganda CEO says the initial public offer puts on sale 4.4 billion ordinary shares at a price of 6 shillings and 28 cents each. Now Kenyan investors will require a valid identification, national identity card or passport to open a Securities Central depository account at the Uganda Securities Exchange to participate in the public offer, which opened on the 11th of October and closes on the 22nd of November.
Also look at it as an opportunity because currently we only have two shareholders, MTN International and Mr. Mbire, a Ugandan businessman. So this listing is an opportunity, to widen our shareholder base.
The East African community has signed 3 agreements with the German government worth up to 3.9 billion Kenya shillings towards integrated water resource management, economic integration, and pandemic preparedness. Now, $3.8 million will be channeled to strengthen the capacities of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission to fulfill its mandate in the areas of integrated water resource management. Now, $17.3 million is geared towards promoting further economic development of the region around Lake Victoria. A further $13.9 million will go towards expanding the EAC's capacity to withstand the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and boost disease monitoring capabilities. The agreement was signed in Arusha, Tanzania.
The programs we're supporting are designed to enhance the economic cooperation and opportunities there. Now we're focusing with 2 programs we signed on the Lake Victoria Basin. Lake Victoria is very crucial for the economy of all the countries around Lake Victoria. 40% of the GDP of those countries is generated through Lake Victoria, and the programs should even improve that. Components are water quality, water safety, but as well economic activities.
Support towards pandemic preparedness. As you all know that we are still facing as a community the challenges of COVID, and again we must also keep ourselves prepared as well for pandemics that may occur now and in the future, and for that we need to prepare ourselves through having labs and lab networks in the region, and this support will go along in that. And thirdly is support that will come through GIZ to enhance and support the capacity of our institutions in trying to undertake a number of programs within the community.
Father revealed and teachers and parents are mourning the loss of 26 children who died in a fire at the straw and wood classroom school in Maradi, southern Niger. Now it comes only 7 months after a similar tragedy in Niamey left 20 dead. Ibrahim, a teacher at the school, says the children in the middle class were the most affected. They were screaming. The parents who had come to pick up the children brought help, but the problem was the children who were sitting at the back of the school or the classrooms. They were seriously burned.
Pour payer 5 communiqués, je continue à la direction de la protection de l'enfant et heureusement pré-scolaire. Tu as vu ça? Voilà. Tu as vu ça? Moi, tous, mais nous allons prendre des dispositions. Mais pour le moment,
Mohamed Hadouri gazes across the sealed Moroccan border towards an Algerian village on the other side, home to family members he hasn't seen for years. Now, Hadouri's village of Ouled Bofa, east of the Moroccan city of Order, lies just a stone's throw away from where his relatives live on the Algerian side of a border. Now, 52-year-old Mohamed says, I don't work anymore. I used to work on the gasoline and diesel border. They would bring us merchandise and we would send them the same. It was beneficial for both of us. I have not had an alternative source of work since the borders closed, so I'm still unemployed. Okay, so to the conversation of the day, we talked about the fact that we are at the Smart Gyms here in Parklands, and the conversation today is around gaining weight in a healthy way. And this we are focusing on fitness and nutrition. Now, a lot of us have had a lot about how you can gain weight, from chemsha mafuta, kunywa, take the bone marrow and all those things, and perhaps overeat on junk, and you might gain weight. But the truth of the matter is, if you go that way, you might put your own health at risk. So today, we help those who have actually been struggling to gain weight and keep it for whatever reason, and also understand what you can do on the fitness end and what you can also include on your nutrition to ensure that you not only gain the weight, but you also retain it. And to help us along is somebody who's actually, you know, tried this and tested it enough for him to actually be a bodybuilder and a fitness coach. And I'm talking about Eldon Achara. Thank you for making time.
Thank
you. And you know, when we talk about gaining weight, most people think that's not a problem, considering the bigger problem is the loss of the same. But you've come across clients that actually have this need, yeah?
Actually, I've worked with people who really want to gain weight, like good body composition, not just putting on fat and being big.
Yeah.
Adding quality muscle, and then just to be able to look good and for healthy weight as well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so when they come to you, does it matter what the need is? Because there are those, as I mentioned earlier, who want to add weight because they are featherweight, like they're really underweight. Then there are those who just want to look nice, you know, gain weight in the right places. And then there are those, as you're mentioning, who have certain obligations to the sports they are into. So do you cater for them differently because of the different needs?
I can say weight gain, the people who come with different reasons.
Yes.
Like you've said, in sports, let's say for example, I'm a bodybuilder.
Yes.
We have divisions where you have to be a certain weight for you to be able to compete effectively. Also, you have to be a certain weight. Maybe you have to cut down to be fit in a certain category. Maybe like in boxing, so you have to fit in a certain weight limit. So it's either you have to increase your weight or drop it a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
And for some of those that just say, I'm not into any sport, I just want to gain something.
Yeah, actually, I think most people really want just to aesthetics.
Yeah.
They really want just to look good. They come to the gym to add a bit of muscles, just to look good, fit good in their clothes and everything.
And speaking of that, I think there's a bigger population who are in the gym today because of their aesthetics, where they want, you know, their glutes to look a certain way, you know, their pecs to look a certain way, their muscles and all that. So when you consider all this, I'm assuming each has a different way into how you can gain this weight, right? Do you consider that?
Yes, we do consider that, because people come in with different objectives.
Yes.
Like you said, someone wants to have good glutes, someone to have bigger arms. So the way we would approach this would be through certain specific workouts that will target that muscle to be able to make it bigger.
Okay.
Yes.
Now nutrition is very key here.
Nutrition is very key. People really look away from nutrition. Like they just think of just coming here for an hour, that's enough. It goes down to good nutrition. By good nutrition, I mean eating all your macros. Like let's say you eat your protein, you eat your carbs, you eat your fats, all timed properly during the day, and then you rest properly, you prioritize sleep, and you avoid stress. If you do that, all these other things will fall into it.
Okay.
Because most people do come work out here, but when you look at how they eat, and then how they spend their day, how they sleep, it doesn't add up. Because they do the most work here, and then they neglect their nutrition, and then they don't sleep well, and then they don't rest well. So if you happen to have all that in place, you'll see results.
Okay, so this is interesting because I've heard other fitness coaches say that is so critical, whether or not you're losing weight or you're gaining weight or you're trying to tone up or whatever it is, Okay, so I would want how you can actually merge these two things, because most people, as you're saying, do one thing and neglect the other. But before we get to it, let's introduce somebody who's been struggling to gain weight. Nayoma, join us. Please join us. So this is Nayoma Sampao. She's a journalist, actually my colleague at NTV. And she walked up to me one day and said, please Gladys, you talk about fitness, toning, na vitu kama hizo. Who will help us? Ambao tuko 1 GB that tumejaribu for a long time. Nayoma, how long have you been trying to gain weight?
I have been tiny my entire life. The 7 years that I've lived, I've been tiny, and I would say I'm sort of convinced it's not about food because lately I've been eating
a lot.
And there's nothing.
Okay.
Nothing,
Yeah. So do you come from a family that are also small-bodied, perhaps?
Actually, no. I think I'm the only tiny one in my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you're talking about the fact that you eat a lot, what is this that you eat?
Now I think that's where the problem is because first of all, I don't eat meat. So I only
Red
take
meat?
white meat. I only take white meat, and actually this white meat is only chicken, and I could only take up to 3 bites, and I'm done with it. So you'll find me eating veggies and rice almost every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Hapo in itself, even if I'm not, a coach, kuna shida. But before we get Eldon to react to that, have you ever worked out in your life?
No.
Did you know that you can actually work out or use fitness to gain weight?
Yeah, someone mentioned it to me somewhere around last year, and I said I'm going to join, but I've never.
Badu.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this. Why is it do you think you have a problem with your eating habits?
Why do I think I have a problem?
Yeah.
Because initially I couldn't eat really. I used to have very low appetite. I never used to eat. But at least nowadays I try. I could eat 1 meal a day. That is a very huge improvement. I take 1 meal a day.
Wow.
Yeah, because initially I could go up to 3 days without eating and not feel hungry, yeah.
And you're not unwell? It's not that you have issues with
nothing
your
at all.
tummy?
No.
Okay, Eldon, right there is a problem.
There is a big problem. If you really want to add a quality muscles on you, first of all, you need to consider exercise. Exercising here for an hour or 1.5. Then the biggest part now, your nutrition. Like you said, you can take like 3 bites and then then you're saying, for me, if you say you can go for 3 days without eating, that means you're not putting in enough calories you need for you to be able to add weight. So what I can advise you or any other person watching, if you really want to add weight, just try and at least have 4 meals in a day.
4?
At least.
You eat 1 right now, you need to up to 4.
And maybe a snack in between for you to be able to have enough calories for you to be able to build the body the way you want it.
Okay, now we, across the show, we will break down what that means in
Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory, we offer free delivery within the same day? Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory, you can open an account and lipa pole pole at your convenience? Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory, you can get customized sizes according to your roof plan to avoid wastage? Call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, mali safi kwa bei poa.
Kuwa smart na ujaribu Zenka 0% loans for first time borrowers. Zenka, smart loans for smart people.
This one-stop sourcing solution has made our back-end operations more efficient. Sandy has helped us to focus on growing our business and serving our customers better.
Offer free delivery countrywide and also offer the Lipa Pole Pole option. Enjoy unbeatable offers on our products: box profile from Kenya shillings 420, tile profiles from Kenya shillings 590, gauge 28 mat from Kenya shillings 730, stone coated at Kenya shillings 650.
Good morning. It's the NBA 75th from the Skyhook.
Gracias, George.
All the way to the alley-oop.
Oh, throw it down, big man. Good pass, bro.
That was an instant classic. This community right here stretches to every corner of the globe. Now we've seen kids turn into kings and give it all back to the next generation. There's a piece of this game for everyone. The game don't stop. It won't stop.
Step to the right one time, to the left, then pose. Turn the reverse.
Don't go, I'm Kujai. Oh, when me feel a shit, I not done. I see you came to party.
Karibu Kanairo, karibu Kenya. Kujani kushova koza wa Kenya.
It's feeling good, feeling pride.
Hi, what's up, beautiful people? This is your girl Nadia Mukami, aka the African pop star. And you're watching Kwetu Mix ndani ya NTV. Keep it locked, straight up.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
Akili, 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 akili.
We love to wash our hands, and this is how we do it. Wash, wash with clean water. Scrub, scrub, scrub with soap. Rinse, rinse with clean water, and then the germs will go. We love to wash our hands, and this is how we do it. Wash, wash with clean water. Scrub, scrub, scrub with soap. Rinse, rinse with clean water, and then the germs will go.
Yay! Well done, soap and water. You got rid of all the germs on Achilles' hands.
Kila Jumapili mle NTV Weekendi. Mule nitakuwemo. Chanjo ni mbili. Kwanza tibu lugha kwa daftari la lugha, kisha pige darubini ya bara.
Na kila siku ya Jumatatu ni mimi wako kwenye kigoda chako. Niite Salim Swale, mzee wa maswali, majibu wanayo viongozi wako.
Nami hapa ni Kaltun Jama, hapa ni kazi tu. Jamani, jasho langu ni kutambua jasho lako kila siku ya Jumanne.
Hakika korona imeleta giza, lakini utapata nuru kila Jumatano kwenye kona ya afya, nami Nuru Abdulaziz.
Katika jungu kuu la spoti tunakupikia michezo bila mchezo na kukupakulia ni wajibu wangu mimi mwana spoti Yoshua Makori. Tuonana Alhamisi.
Umekuwa ni mwaka wa firirinda, nami Frida Mwaka nitadokoa udaku wa maisha ya wasanii, kisha nizibe mkonga na malimwengu ya walibwende.
Mambo yatakuwa mufti, mie Lofti Matambo nikiwa mitamboni. Mambo ya sasa na ya kitambo tutayapigia gumzo kila sato.
Here at NMG, we are working very hard to ensure your favorite publications, Daily Nation, Business Daily, Taifa Leo, and the East African are readily available. In a bid to support the efforts to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, NMG has ensured our staff, our distributors, and their staff adhere to set guidelines. At our printing plant, all staff are required to wash their hands before entering the factory and must be wearing a mask. All workers either change their clothes on entering the factory or wear an overcoat. We are keeping doors open to avoid our staff touching door handles repeatedly. With our automated printing, contact with the newspaper is kept to a minimum, and at the packing process, the staff observe social distancing. Vehicles used to transport the newspapers are disinfected daily before the newspapers are loaded, and our delivery staff all wear masks and wash their hands regularly. Our vendors ensure that they sanitize every time they handle money and wear their masks at all times. NMG is proud to be able to safely meet your information needs. Stay safe, stay informed with our favorite NMG publications.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
Thank you for staying with Your World. My name is Gladys Gachanja. Today we are at the Smart Gyms here in Parklands, and the reason why we're here is because our conversation of the day is gaining weight in a healthy way through fitness and nutrition. Now, believe it or not, yes, most people when they think about working out, they think about losing the weight, but there is a population that actually struggles to gain the weight and keep it for different reasons. There are those who are unwell, so they're underweight. There are those who want it for aesthetic value, look good, have the weight in the right places. But there are those also who want to gain muscle mass because they're in different sporting fields that entail the same. So how do you do this? We look at the fitness bit of it and also the nutrition bit of it, which our fitness coach today has actually underscored as being very important in supporting weight gain and retention. And Eldon Achara is our coach of the day. He's a fitness coach and also a bodybuilder, as you can see, Nihumundu Strong. And of course, we have Nayoma Sampao, who has been trying to gain weight, and she really is one of those people that has been trying to understand, is this for her or not? So today we'd like to give her a few tips. And just in case I haven't said this, I'm one of those who actually struggles to keep the weight. So even I am walking away with a few lessons today. So in every workout, Eldon, you always have to warm up. Now I'm assuming if you want to gain weight, you can't be doing the aerobics and the treadmill or the jogging. What would you prefer, or what would you recommend?
Aerobics is not a bad thing. It's good for your heart, for your cardiovascular health. So as much as you're trying to do gain weight with strength training over here, also you need to put in a bit of cardio just for your health generally. So for us today, what we're going to do, I'll show you how a proper structure of
Warm up.
How a warm up should be, and then you get into the water.
Okay, sawa, let's get to it. So, I'm holding.
So, what I want us to do is on that.
Yes.
So we're going to do mobility for our shoulders. So I want you to hold the bar over here. The
Okay,
band.
Naoma, all the best. Huh?
Thank you.
So don't make it too tight, it will be difficult.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you stretch out and then in.
So as far as
make
I can
just
go.
lead with your elbows. You stretch all the way out and then in. All the way out and then in.
Am I doing it right?
Just keep your elbows out over here.
Like this?
Yes. And then you stretch all the way out. Don't lean back.
Hey, my friend. This thing's a well.
Okay. Next thing we'll do, hold it here.
Yeah.
And then you put it up and then back down.
Okay, so up.
Just that. Up and then down.
Down. Naoma, this one at least you can do.
Yeah, just up.
Yes.
Down. All the way up. And then
down. All right.
All right. So with that, we are good to go.
So that's just warming up your
warming
shoulders.
The shoulders.
And that's because that's what we're going
We're
into.
going to do chest, a little bit of shoulders, and back movement. And all those movements, the shoulders are moving.
Okay.
So they need to keep them warm at least. For you to move properly.
All right.
To avoid injuries and things like that.
Okay then.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
So
where would you want us?
So I would want you to be here. Just sit and then
All
you
right.
rest on your
Naoma?
back. Naoma, you go over
Have
here.
a seat.
Let me get your weight.
Okay.
Okay.
So over here we have 4 kilos. Normally we start from down up.
Okay.
Progressively as we
We start with the lightest.
lighter weight, yeah.
Okay, Naoma, how many kgs do you have?
I have 2.
2 kg.
Good. That's a good place to start.
So let me adjust your bench.
Okay.
Okay, then.
So lie on your back. Lie on your back. I want the weight over here. So just press up and then you control slowly down.
Okay.
So you'll do a count of 8.
All right.
Yeah.
So do we start?
Start to
Okay.
read it down.
Okay.
And then up.
Okay.
And then
Here.
up straight.
2.
There you go. So count 8.
Okay.
Three.
Ladies.
4.
So control your weight down, yeah?
Okay.
Slowly down and then you press up.
5. 6. 7. 8.
Good.
So we're good?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's like a warm-up set.
Uh-huh.
From there, we're going to progressively increase the weight.
Okay.
Until where you can feel you're doing something now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So where do we go next?
So from here, we'll add weight, or you can do more of the same, the same weight.
Yeah.
Like for her, I think this is too small for him. For her.
So even if you have never gone to the gym, somehow this is still too small.
So what we'll do is give her the fours.
The fours?
And then you can check the thighs.
The 5s, huh? Okay then.
Let me do that.
All right. And then I'll pick these.
So normally,
Okay.
Okay.
so normally we rest in between sets.
Okay.
A minute to 2.
A minute?
Yeah, a minute.
Oh, really?
You
So
don't
how
go-
is it that we see all these other fitness coaches telling us, go, 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 go?
No, rest is important for you to recover, then you go into it again. Yeah, as you're working out, like you have to have rest in between.
Okay.
Yeah. Now at least think we can go on.
We can do this again? All right. And we are predominantly working on the shoulders, you said, huh?
No, the
And the
pecs.
chest,
Pecs
huh? And the
shoulders,
pecs.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so lower the weight slowly down.
All right.
You need assistance?
No.
Okay. Up. Good. Okay. Nice. Good. Just 8. We're doing 8.
5.
8.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm keeping count.
Yeah, a bit heavy. One more.
Okay.
All the way up.
7.
Was that 8?
The 8.
8. Okay. All right. So Elton, there's somebody who is asking. Now that we're working the shoulders and the pecs, does that mean is somebody perhaps who is not really, blessed in the bosom area, you can actually boost?
You'll grow your pecs, but the boobs as you put it, is just fat. But the pecs behind it, they'll grow bigger.
A muscle.
Yeah.
Okay, so a combination of both could boost perhaps the aesthetics. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. All right. So where do we go from here?
So from here, I want us to do a bit of shoulders. I would want you to stand. So you'll have the fours and then you'll have the twos.
Also, we take the fours now.
Take the fours.
Okay.
And take the twos. I think this one we're going to do it together. Yeah, me I'll check the 8, 12.
Okay.
And I'll just show you this. So this workout, this is called lateral raise for shoulders. So you just raise your hands over here and then come back. The muscle that you're working is this area. So you raise up and then down.
All right.
Do
How
that
many
now.
of them are we doing?
We're doing 8.
8
Just
of them. Okay.
So I want you to bend your arms slightly.
Like this.
And then you raise, you lead with your shoulder and then
Okay.
you get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So you count 8.
I'm not sure about the weight I have, but nitajaribu. It's okay.
You look strong.
All right
Ready?
then. Okay.
So you do that. Three, 4, 5. Keep going. 6, 7. One more. 8. Yes.
Ooh, that was
How
a
was that?
heavy one. Okay, here's the thing I'd like to get clarification for, and I think most of us wonder. When you say we keep doing 8, you're talking about the rep count around the exercises that you do. So, are you particular about the 8 because you don't want to go too far and perhaps burn fat, or what's the ideal here?
So when you are training for hypertrophy, so by hypertrophy I mean increasing the muscle size
Yes.
through exercise.
Uh-huh.
So the rep ranges from 5 to 30 reps.
5 to?
5 to 30.
30.
Yeah, count from 5 to 30. So the only way you can do it properly with good form, I think we are beginners.
Yes.
8 is okay.
Okay.
I just 8 because it's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So there are some who say the more reps you do, the more you become leaner. So are you saying this wouldn't be counterproductive?
Being lean doesn't necessarily mean that you go many reps for you to be lean. The only way you can be lean is through your diet.
Okay.
Yeah. But for increasing in size, just do the reps normally.
Okay. So if you're eating well, your fitness routine does not affect your weight. Is that what you're saying?
You're saying if you
In
eat
terms
well?
of if you eat well, it doesn't matter how many rep counts you do.
They're not related.
They are not related in that way. It depends on the exercises you engage in. Okay, that's a good clarification. Okay, so where do we go?
So I would want you to do back, and then her should be doing leg.
Legs.
Yes.
Okay, so in this case,
for
where
you,
do I
want
think?
you to be here.
Okay, now Nayoma, I know this is something you're doing for the first time, but when you think about
for
it,
you,
is it something that you can actually take up?
Yeah,
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, and be consistent, because clearly consistency is key.
Yeah, for sure. If I start, I'm going to be very consistent.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the back beats, what am I
this
supposed
one,
to do?
I want you to hold this bar. It's
Okay.
called a bend over row barbell. This is a barbell. Then you bend over. Then you do roll.
Okay. All right.
So make sure the movement is controlled. Don't rush it. So that you engage the muscles properly.
And are we still doing 8 reps?
Yeah, we'll do 8 reps.
8 reps.
Yeah.
Okay, and for Nayoma, now that you talked
I
about
want you
legs.
to do squats. They're called goblet squats.
Okay.
So before you use the weight, I want you to be here. Just sit down and then up.
Okay.
You keep your back
At least
straight.
you've done a squat, Nayoma.
Yeah, 8 times.
Just 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
so I want your legs apart.
Like this?
Move it. Yeah. Then Go down. So I want you to push your knees out.
Okay.
Out. No. Just this position. You go down.
Oh, okay.
Keep them out also.
Okay.
Okay?
Like this,
Yeah.
okay.
Then you keep your good and then up. Yes. Perfect. So do 8. Ladies, okay? 4. Going. 5. 6. 7. 8. Good. So that's
Okay.
like a warm-up set as well.
So all this is warming up.
No, the first one was a warm-up.
Okay.
You didn't load any proper weight on the bar. So what you're going to do, you try and put 5 and then you see.
Okay. All right then. So let's try it and see. So for Naoma, she's still doing
So
her body
Naoma,
squats. We're not doing our weight yet.
No, we'll do 8.
We'll do an 8.
No, use the weight.
We'll do 8 with the dumbbell now. Naoma, are you ready?
It gets better. Sawa. All right, let's do this and then we can talk a little bit about the nutrition bits.
So Naoma, I want you to have this.
The 8, okay.
8, and then you hold this over here. Same thing, you go back down and then up.
You don't think it's heavy?
Let's find out.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
All right, so
Okay.
I'll start off on
Then I
mine.
repeat
Now
the same.
that we're working on the back end. Friends,
Down and
this
then up.
is
Good.
heavy, but tutajaribu. Haya.
You're good. Well controlled. Keep your knees out. Yes. Good.
Wow.
Give me 2 more.
Hey! My friends. Hey!
8, I'm done.
Yay! Good job, good job. Now,
Okay.
Elton, I tried. I did at least 5. This
That
thing
was
is
good.
heavy.
So one thing,
Yeah.
whenever you are doing strength training,
Yes.
there are 2 things you need to consider. The mechanical tension and then the intensity of the training. By mechanical tension, I mean, you see the second set was a bit difficult.
Yeah.
That's now, you're going to damage the fibers, muscle fibers that you need for us to repair later on. So good mechanical tension and then a good load.
So is
and
this the part
intensity.
where they say the pain is actually meaning that something is happening?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I
To
can
a
say
large
that.
extent,
Yeah, yeah,
huh? Okay.
So a good intensity and good load.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me this. Huh? So now that you're very insistent that definitely the nutrition bit of it is so important, let's break down that. Earlier you told somehow that the fact that she's not eating 3 meals a day as it is bad enough. So she needs to increase that to 4 with some snacks in between. Elaborate exactly what that looks like.
So for Nahome, I would say for you to be able to put in all the 4, just try and spread them properly. You get? So like in the morning, you make sure you have a balanced diet. All through, make sure all the meals are balanced. By balance, I mean you should have a certain amount of protein, carbohydrates, and your fat. So for protein, we normally say for you can do 1.8 grams to 2.3 grams per body mass, per body weight. Get if you are 48, so per 1 kg, you need 1.8 grams.
Oh, speaking of kgs, how much do you weigh? How much do you
44.
44.
Yeah.
What is your ideal weight?
55.
Wow, that's a
So,
whole
like,
11
you need-
kilograms
that's a lot,
difference.
yeah.
So there's a lot
For you
to
to be able
done.
to add weight with strength training, you eat at least 2 grams of protein per kilogram.
In terms of protein, if I'm having my eggs, how many eggs are those?
Okay. So if, for example, you're having an egg, you also need to know the calories that an egg has, and then protein it has. Like for an egg, it's roughly around 75 calories, and then for protein, it's about 4, and then fat is about 7. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but for that now, it's goes upon you now to go and do a little bit of research. Understand?
Okay.
Maybe 3 eggs and oats. Just make sure you put in enough calories if you really want to add size. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the carbohydrates, we see the people who do the ngwashes, the ndomas, but there's also the option of bread and whatever else. Is there specific carbohydrates that you recommend for those that want to gain weight?
For those that want to gain weight, I don't think I would recommend a specific activity. You want to do low carb or anything, you just eat enough. Like for those people who choose to have ngwashe over bread, because of the ngwashe they have fiber, so the amount of glucogen release is a bit slower because it has any fiber, and then the bread doesn't have. That's the only difference, but carb is carb. The chemical composition from ngwashe and that one and bread, they're the same.
Okay. All right. Now, you talked about protein, carbohydrates, and the fats. Where do you get these fats from? Describe that in food terms. What's that?
The good fats, you can get them from avocado.
Oh, avocado is big. Yes.
Also, also when you're having an egg, it has the fat in it.
Okay.
Those are good fats. Yes.
All right. And our fruits and vegetables, are these part of the diet, or for these guys it doesn't really matter?
No, it's part of the diet.
Yeah.
That's where you get your vitamins and minerals.
Yes. Okay.
So for your minerals and vitamins, you can do your vegetables. Don't forget to put in your vegetables.
Now, you talked about the snacks in between. I'd like to understand more what exactly that would be, because for some people a snack is a full meal. So, and for some it's perhaps a handful of nuts here and there. But when we come back, you give us more about that. We're about to take a short break here on Your World. Remember, we had asked you a question: have you been struggling to gain weight? Have you been struggling to keep the weight for whatever reason? Whether you're unwell, you're underweight, or you are gaining weight for aesthetic value to look nice in some places, or perhaps you're sporting whatever sports you're in calls for you to actually invest in muscle, in mass, and this has been a hard thing for you to attain. Today, this is what we're talking about, and we'll get back with Eldon and of course Naoma in a few minutes as we understand also what is this snacking business, what does it entail, and also how do you ensure you do not cross over from eating a lot to eating against your healthy habits. We'll be right back.
Get the best value for your money by subscribing today for Classic Bouquet at only 899 shillings for 30 days to enjoy 64 channels. Classic Bouquet. Premium content on Star Times. Subscribe today.
Koi, cheki. Chapo mbili, uzikatakate mzuri, alafu niweke suro ya matumbo, sawa?
Koi. Niletee beef chapati na kachumbari na pilipili kwa umbali.
Ai buda. Siku hizi umekuwa sauce mbaya. Siku hizi kwani unadu nini bana?
Wacha nikuambie. Mimi niko na siri. Ukitaka kaage kwa job kila saa, miaka yote yenye nimefanya hii kazi. Natumiaga Mudhokijo paints. Hata wananitaga boy wa Mudhokijo.
Sasa wewe kada ya Mudhokijo naweza umaka nyama.
Hebu kwanza enda upake rangi ya Mudhokijo alafu tutaongea.
Mudhokijo Paints, building with you since 1995.
El cielo lo haría sin pensarlo dos veces, porque te quiero, ay, y hasta lucero.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology.
New Molfix fans, an invention from babies for babies. You should also try Molfix.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
Chunya gombo, kono sedako kodi. Ogina pinyo tweleso. Chunya gombo, nibede mama watoto. Pati patroba. Chunya dwaro, nibede mama watoto. Salimie morning nyarabandu. Chunya gombo, nibede mama watoto. Ani chunya gombo, nibede mama watoto. Mama chunya gombo, nibede mama.
Habari wa Kenya, naitwa Prince Inda. Kupata wimbo wangu bonyeza *811*928#. Skiza na Nation, supporting local talents.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
Try not to pull away. Okay. Pull back. One. Two. Pulling away. Three. Yes. So control it down.
6.
Yes.
7. 8. Good morning. Welcome back to your world. As you can see, we are still at it today, the conversation, gaining weight through fitness and nutrition. And this is one of the areas that most people do not understand what or how to go about it. And that's why we're saying it's fine, it's possible to actually gain weight, but also you've got to be very cautious that you do it in the right way so that it's not counterproductive where you're gaining weight, but it's actually now starting to hurt or harm your wellness. And that's why we've got fitness coach and bodybuilder, Eldon Achara, and also we have Naoma Sampawa. And Naoma has been struggling to gain weight, and she's just been figuring out how to do this. And I'm glad she joins us today because she represents a huge population of guys who try, men and women, who try to gain weight. Now remember, this is either if you're underweight, if it's for aesthetic value, or just you're sporting, whatever sporting you're into, and this needs you to actually break in mass and of course retain it. Now, when we went to break, I had done the back work, she had done the leg work. Now I'm doing the leg work, you're doing the back work. So let's do that, and then we'll talk more about the nutrition bit of it, because I know you're very curious about that and how exactly you can do so without harming yourself. So Eldon, I just started off with the body squats. Now I can do, the weighted ones. Huh? All right then. Okay.
So Nayoma will take the fold. So make sure you have soft knees, then slightly bend. Yeah. And then you pull back. Just pull. 1, perfect. And then control your weight down. Good. How is it?
It's okay.
So control down. Good. I think I'll also do one.
Hey, how does that feel?
I'm okay.
You're good?
Feels, yeah.
Okay, though I have to give you a warning.
I think they're a bit
when
light.
You wake up,
yeah,
there's some parts of you that will be aching that you didn't know existed. Okay.
The after pain.
Yeah. So where do we go from here?
We'll do another set. I'll do it with you.
Okay.
I'll use the 22.
Hey, my friend.
22. Okay. And just me, I'll be doing back.
Okay. All right then.
Ready?
So I continue with this one?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
So we can do this again.
Ready?
All right.
Ready? You go. See the way I'm controlling the weight. Slowly down, and then squeeze. One more.
Okay, now when you think about the different body parts, which are the hardest to work on or nurture?
I would say for dudes, I can say the lower body is a bit difficult.
The lower body.
One, because it's hard and it's painful to do legs.
For guys?
Yeah, very okay for everyone.
Okay, yeah.
But women enjoy doing legs.
Or is it because we also have the advantage of a pelvic
And
strength?
everything, yeah.
Okay.
And so for dudes, I think the lower body is a bit difficult to build. Mostly because of genetics. You know, Africans, we don't have like proper strong calves and quads, so it's a bit difficult. Yes.
That's why you have some guys walking around like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. Also, they prefer to have
a big chest.
They don't care about the legs.
All right, and for the ladies?
For the ladies, putting on muscles on the upper body is a bit difficult. Yeah, because also they don't enjoy it, so they just neglect it. They focus more on the lower body.
And of course now this is where we talk about the testosterone versus the estrogen.
Exactly.
So for you guys it helps you build up.
Our level of testosterone is a bit higher compared to women. So us putting on muscles is a bit easier than you guys. Yeah.
Okay, and when we talk about nutrition, and I think I'll take you back here because the question is, a guy and a lady, when they are feeding as you had advised, are they eating the same proportion or a guy is eating more than the lady?
It will depend with what you really want to achieve, you as a person. Not that you're a female or a male. No. That's about what you really want to achieve, you as a person. It shows how much you should eat.
Yes.
Nothing to do with you're a man, you should eat more.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're a man, you have more muscles, you require more protein. Not that you're eating less because you're a woman. Understand? Like for example, I'm a man, I'm eating more because I have more muscle.
Okay.
And she's a woman, she should eat less because she doesn't need all that energy.
I see.
Yeah.
So dependent on the energy that you're burning.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that you talked about needing more protein, we were taught that proteins are bodybuilding foods. Yeah. So would you recommend concentrating on your plate having more of the protein, perhaps?
No. It should be a balanced diet.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you have your protein on the side, your carbohydrate, and your fat.
Now I'm asking, sorry, because I see guys eat like 12 eggs, kama kuku ni kuku mzima.
Okay. So what's the question? You're asking if? So
the quantity of this protein, because some people believe the more the better for your build.
I won't say the more the better. You know, when you're trying to build muscle, the first thing that comes in our mind is the amino acid, now the protein. Yeah, so we can't say that eating more would have a significant effect on you that much. Because by more you mean like 12 eggs and everything.
Yeah, we see bodybuilders eating crazily.
Yeah, we eat that because we want to build. Because you know the protein you take in, not all of it goes to making muscle. I can say making muscle. We have hormones, we have enzymes that need to be produced.
Yes.
So all that protein you take does different jobs in your body.
Okay.
So eating more is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And now that we're talking about bodybuilding, you are a professional bodybuilder. And actually, Mike, if we have those pictures of Eldon before and after so that people can believe you can actually gain weight by fitness and nutrition, he is one example. Now, you just came back from the country, representing the country in a bodybuilding festival. Tell us more about that. What were you doing?
It was a World Championship, International Natural Bodybuilding Championship. It happened in Bucharest, Romania. Natural.
Okay.
Underline natural. Yeah.
And when you say natural, what does that mean about the way you train and perhaps how you eat?
So by natural, I mean it's a competition where drugs are tested. like if you happen to use steroids before you go to that show, if they test you, if they see traces of the steroid, you won't compete. So now that's the natural show. You don't use any drugs. Just food, maybe supplements.
How did you do?
I came in second.
Well
for my first international show, I came in second.
Well done.
Oh,
so Eldon, you're saying all this is organic?
Organic, pure organic.
Yes. Kuku ya kienyeji.
Kuku ya kienyeji.
So it actually is possible when we talk about gaining weight through food and nutrition. And I saw ladies that also were part of this.
Sorry?
I saw ladies that also went and participated in it. When you think about the work you put in, vis-a-vis the other lady who was also perhaps in a different category. Kazi ilikuwa ile jameni?
Yeah, kazi ilikuwa the same because all of us we prepped for her. Actually, the ladies they prepared for the show for 16 weeks. Me only did 12. So you can imagine.
So this is where the hormones come in.
Yeah. So for me it would be easier to put on muscle.
Okay.
Unlike them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but the workload is the same. We do weights here the same. We eat the same. But now the outcome is a bit won't be the same.
All right. All right. Now, Naoma.
Yes.
Clearly, what I'm hearing here. We are not gaining weight to add fat. Your muscles will grow, and that's what will translate to your weight. Are you comfortable with the fact that your body will start changing in that way?
Let me say, I like being tiny because you're very
agile,
like very flexible. You can move around. You can do very many things that I see people struggling. And at times I assume it's normal. Somebody can actually do this, and then I realize they actually can't. So I think, well, but let me say, I would love to add just a little kidogo, not a lot.
Okay, we have 11 kilograms to work on. Let's start from there. So when you achieve that, the possibility of your body also forming muscle is there. Are you ready for that kind of change? Because your body will change?
Yeah, I'm scared, but yes, I want to think that I'm ready, but I'm sort of scared because I don't know how to
handle it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I ask you this question because most people, when they hear muscle, they're like, let's not talk about that because I don't want to look like perhaps the Serena Williams of this world and all that. So does everyone who do other people who work out end up muscle, or can you just gain weight but somebody just sees your toe? I think is the concern.
The only reason why, the only way you can, like a female, you can have that muscular look maybe when your fat percentage is a bit low. But you can put on muscles and have good fat, like a good percentage. Then now you have that curvaceous look. At the same time, you are muscular.
So how do you strike the balance? Again, we go back to the nutrition. So you hear there's a in-between, eh?
Yeah.
You do not have to look like a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, ladies think when they are lifting, when they start lifting weight, they'll be shredded, you'll have veins all over. No, it doesn't work. It takes like a good balance. And for the lady who had to get to such body fat, as in it's a bit difficult for ladies to have certain amount of body fat.
So you've got to be intentional on the nutrition.
Yeah, but I have one question. Like you told me, I have to move from eating 1 meal to 4. But then someone else told me previously that snacking in between is not good for someone like me who doesn't love eating. So I should strive to actually make sure I don't miss the 3 basic meals like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because if you tell me to snack in between, then I don't think
it weakens the metabolism.
So the reason being, for you, the reason why I said you need to put in snacks in between, because you said enjoying a full meal, like when you're having your full meal, you find it difficult to finish it. So just putting in the snacks in between, just to add in the calories. Understand? Maybe you can have 3 meals that you find it difficult to finish, even you won't even finish. But at least you add in some calories here and there. So the point is having more calories in.
So what constitutes the snacking is important. Yeah.
Yes.
So what would you say people snack on? What are these things? I've heard of nuts are very good for you.
Yeah, for me, I snack with nuts,
Yeah.
mostly nuts.
Nuts.
Or I can have an egg somewhere in between.
You can have what?
An egg.
An egg in between. Okay, and why nuts? Is it because they also have a high cholesterol?
Okay, nuts, they have so many nutritional benefits. I can't go through all of them. But the reason is they have high calorie, the nuts. So if you take around 100 grams, you're putting in around 500 calories. That's like same to a meal. But you have eaten small, but you put in a lot of calories.
Okay.
But then, how about people who actually are very picky with what they eat? Because I think I have that problem as a main one. Very picky, like I have to be
What don't
very
you like?
sure.
What don't you like to eat?
I want to tell you almost everything.
Or maybe we
because
should work with what do you like
What
to
do you like? Then you can
I
know.
like rice and vegetables, and I love taking something that I am sure won't taste weird in my mouth. Like I'm so scared of putting in something and I don't like the
It's all
taste.
about just finding what you can accommodate. Yeah. Just keep trying until you find your range of food that you enjoy and you can have more of them.
Okay, would you, Eldon, perhaps suggest, now that she's relearning how to eat again, literally, would you suggest that perhaps she gets the help of a nutritionist?
Yes, actually you can get the help of a nutritionist. You'll be able to structure your meal, know how you should eat, and then maybe give back feedback on how the progress is, so that everything can be adjusted as you continue.
That sounds like a good deal.
Also, there are people who do meal prep services. They can prepare for you like all your meals and then deliver. Just your work should be just kitchen.
I think that's where most of us struggle. Trust you me, you're not the only one struggling, because you're told to eat healthy, but you don't know how that plate looks like. So the moment somebody walks with you, perhaps it gives you an idea of how to do it at home too. So now you understand what needs to work for you, right? Okay, all right. So now that we've caught our breath, what else are we doing, Eldon?
Okay, we'll do more. We're not going to do the hamstring.
Yes.
The legs. So for you, I'd want you to have the 4. So you can have the 8.
Okay. Are we doing a double? Okay, so I
can't find the other 8.
I think the 8 is back there. Yeah. Thank you. It's heavy?
No, not that much.
All right.
So this
okay,
movement,
so how do we do this?
let me show you with my 22s.
Yeah.
So you hold it over here. Then with a straight leg, you lower your body down and then up.
Okay. So we are working on what?
The hamstring.
The hamstring that supports the glutes.
Because you've already done the quad.
Yeah.
Now just do the hamstring.
Aha. Okay.
Here we go.
Put it out over here. And then back straight. And then go down. Okay. And then up. We count 8 again.
Okay.
Eight is our number. Try not to bend your leg that much.
Okay.
So that you stretch the hamstring properly.
Okay.
There you go. Watch your back.
Okay. Ooh. Yay. How did that feel, Naomi?
Still okay.
Okay.
You know, that's the good thing about having a tiny body. You hardly notice when you're struggling.
Okay, Eldon, do we tell her that tomorrow this will not be the same story?
Your whole body will be sore.
But while doing it, I can't really feel
You can't feel it much. You go and rest, and then when you wake up tomorrow, or even be today at around 11, 10, the soreness will start kicking in. But I would want you to repeat again tomorrow.
Okay.
You remember our science, lactic acid?
Yeah.
It goes to the muscle. Okay.
So I think we can increase your load. You can have these ones. These are 5. Or these are?
This one's?
Yeah, these are 5.
And
okay. Okay.
Do it together.
All right.
So straight legs.
Okay.
And you lay yourself down. 1. Four. 6. 2 more. 1 more.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. So, we've done our backs, our chest, our hands. Have we done the arms really?
Arms not yet.
Not yet. So, and there's also, of course, the core area. I'm very interested to know exactly what we can do about that, because some of those who want to gain weight a lot, they will eat a lot to gain weight. But what they realize at some point, the rest is not great. And you can get really frustrated. Yeah. What would you advise about that?
So when you eat, your body gains weight naturally, yeah? So we can't say, I know what you mean, like if you can do core workouts,
yes,
to get a flat tummy.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
How does it work?
So for you to be able to have like a leaner body, the way you say it,
yes,
just do watch on the amount of food coming in. Yes.
Okay. So what are we watching? Because we've said a lot at this point is good for you because you're trying to gain. So how do you now play?
Now controlling, now that's a bit difficult to control. You can't control like where the fat to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so perhaps the exercises themselves can also help, but
it can just help you build the muscles around that area.
Yeah.
Let's say the abs, you can have like stronger core and good abs. But if the calories are going above and beyond,
yes,
the fat will come on your tummy.
So Nayoma,
to be covered.
Tusikule chips na burger, thinking that you're going to gain weight all over the body. At times, depending on the body type, it could go to your core, it could go to your backside. So that's what you're saying.
Anywhere, yes.
Be aware of what you're eating. Okay, and in terms of progressively gaining weight, because they say anything done progressively is easier to sustain. Okay, so what's your advice around it, especially both fitness
be
and
it in
nutrition?
weight loss or weight gain, if you do it progressively, you get to learn a lot of things about your body and how it reacts to food. Also understand the food in general, nutrition I mean, like calories work like this. Just get to understand so you can sustain it for a long time because you master the whole thing how to do it. If you do it slowly, but if you do something rapid, you won't learn anything, you'll achieve your goal. Then after that, you go back to where you are.
You go back. Yeah. Okay. All right. So at this point, we take another short break here on Your World. When we come back, as he said, we are working on our arms and also working on our core. And I know this is a huge, huge problem area for most people, whether you're gaining weight or you're losing weight. But of essence, and I think this has been reiterated over and over again, is that the nutrition bit is so critical to support your weight gain. So don't do it in a rush thinking doing the junk foods will get you there. The truth of the matter is they'll give you the bad fats and now you will find that you're being counterproductive on this journey of gaining weight. Again, to say maintain, there are people who actually struggle to gain weight. It's a real struggle, even as we also have a population that want to keep their weight off. But even as we talk about the nutrition of it, I think now you're understanding, even for those that want to lose weight, there's some things you've been doing that the person who's gaining weight should be doing, and that's why you're wondering why it's not working. But for now, let's focus on gaining weight through fitness and nutrition. We'll be right back after the short break.
You have been through it all.
I got tripped.
Everyone else is behaving like, man, you are a failure, man.
Every week it was just something happening.
You have been to the trenches and back.
I've been poisoned, I survived.
I keep telling God, as long as you give me grace, as long as you give me strength and open up my ways, I will work for this child. I'll never burden anyone.
Yet you are here. You are stronger and better for it.
I lack sight, but my vision surpasses.
I needed education that badly. I went back to Form 2 at 26 years.
This show is about you and heroes like you. Yes, you. This is Unscripted.
A place in your heart.
Are you all right?
Please tell me. Do you believe what Catherine told you just now?
But it's much more humiliating if you take ownership of Audrey's baby once she gives birth.
Of course not. I don't believe what she says. My decision hasn't changed.
I think it's time we take some drastic measures. If we really don't want Sean's attention to be taken away from us, we have to get rid of Audrey's baby. We cannot waste any more time. It has to happen soon. By hook or by crook.
A place in your heart.
Step to the right one time, to the left, then pose. Turn the reverse.
Don't go, I'm kudai. Oh, when me feel a share in a don't you?
Karibu Kanairo, karibu Kenya. Kujani kushova koza wa Kenya.
It's feeling good, feeling bright.
Yajazama unimeja aka Rotagaram. Ndovu ku hapa.
Hi, what's up, beautiful people? This is your girl Nadia Mukami, aka the African pop star. And you're watching Kwetu Mix ndani ya NTV. Keep it locked, straight up.
Here at NMG, we are working very hard to ensure your favorite publications, Daily Nation, Business Daily, Taifa Leo, and the East African are readily available. In a bid to support the efforts to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, NMG has ensured our staff, our distributors, and their staff adhere to set guidelines. At our printing plant, all staff are required to wash their hands before entering the factory and must be wearing a mask. All workers either change their clothes on entering the factory or wear an overcoat. We are keeping doors open to avoid our staff touching door handles repeatedly. With our automated printing, contact with the newspaper is kept to a minimum, and at the packing process, the staff observes social distancing. Vehicles used to transport the newspapers are disinfected daily before the newspapers are loaded, and our delivery staff all wear masks and wash their hands regularly. Our vendors ensure that they sanitize every time they handle money and wear their masks at all times. NMG is proud to be able to safely meet your information needs. Stay safe, stay informed with our favorite NMG publications.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
And it's margins here in Heartlands, and we are talking about gaining weight through fitness and nutrition. And we had asked you the question, have you ever struggled to gain weight or maintaining it? And what have you heard that you should do, or perhaps have tried in your own capacity to do the same? And that's from Elsie. Okay, thank you. So we have a Gideon Omela, who says, I never thought of gaining weight or losing. Let life regulate that, Gidi. Asante Vani says, taking beer and meat, but it seems the world is telling me if you're slim, you are slim. I think what we are trying to ensure here is that you're gaining this weight in a healthy way. Brian Obasi says, me too, eating a lot of fries, but I'm not gaining any weight. Brian, I'm sure you're getting some nuggets here that will go a long way in helping. And God says, drinking a lot. We do not put your health and wellness at risk. A lot of advice coming from Eldon Achara, who is a fitness coach, himself a bodybuilder, and if you remember the pictures earlier, ametoka mbali. This guy going to be working on our okay, so
Here at NMG, we are working very hard to ensure your favorite publications, Daily Nation, Business Daily, Taifa Leo and the East African are readily available. In a bid to support the efforts to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, NMG has ensured our staff, our distributors and their staff adhere to set guidelines. At our printing plant, all staff are required to wash their hands before entering the factory and must be wearing a mask. All workers either change their clothes on entering the factory or wear an overcoat. We are keeping doors open to avoid our staff touching door handles repeatedly. With our automated printing, contact with the newspaper is kept to a minimum, and at the packing process, the staff observe social distancing. Vehicles used to transport the newspapers are disinfected daily before the newspapers are loaded, and our delivery staff all wear masks and wash their hands regularly. Our vendors ensure that they sanitize every time they handle money and wear their masks at all times. NMG is proud to be able to safely meet your information needs. Stay safe, stay informed with our favorite NMG publications.
A place in your heart.
Are you alright?
Please tell me. Do you believe what Catherine told you just now?
But it's much more humiliating if you take ownership of Audrey's baby once she gives birth.
Of course not. I don't believe what she says. My decision hasn't changed.
I think it's time we take some drastic measures. If we really don't want Sean's attention to be taken away from us, we have to get rid of Audrey's baby. We cannot waste any more time. It has to happen soon. By hook or by crook.
A place in your heart.
Kila Jumapili mle NTV Weekendi, mule nitakuwemo. Chanjo ni mbili. Kwanza tutibu lugha kwa daftari la lugha, kisha tupige darubini ya bara.
Na kila siku ya Jumatatu ni mimi wako kwenye kigoda chako. Niite Salim Swale, mzee wa maswali, majibu wanayo viongozi wako.
Nami hapa ni Kaltun Jama, hapa ni kazi tu. Jamani, jasho langu ni kutambua jasho lako kila siku ya Jumanne.
Hakika korona imeleta giza, lakini utapata nuru kila Jumatano kwenye kona ya afya, nami Nuru Abdul Aziz.
Katika jungu kuu la spoti tunakupikia michezo bila mchezo na kukupakulia ni wajibu wangu mimi mwana spoti Yoshua Makori. Tuonana Alhamisi.
Umekuwa ni mwaka wa firirinda, nami Frida Mwaka nitadokoa udaku wa maisha wasanii, kisha nizibe mkonga na malimwengu ya walimbwende.
Mambo yatakuwa mufti, mie Lofti Matambo nikiwa mitamboni. Mambo ya sasa na ya kitambo tutayapigia gumzo kila sato.
Lucozade. Energy to get through it.
Welcome back to your world. Apologies, today we are really having technical hitches. Still on that mission to ensure that we actually learn how to gain weight in a healthy way through fitness and nutrition. Still with Eldon, fitness coach, and Naoma, who is a case study to gain weight because she really has been wanting to do so. So before we went to break, we're saying we want to do another round of biceps.
Variation.
Okay, a variation. Okay.
Like this. Twist up and down.
So Okay, so we need to clarify for our viewers, especially now that we are emphasizing on the do's and don'ts in as far as gaining weight or rather gaining weight through fitness and nutrition. On the fitness bit, if I do not have access to a gym, Naoma wants to start off working out from home, and she'd like to use body weight training, which has been hailed by many fitness coaches. What should you consider?
So if you really want to, if you can't access the gym, like you're saying, you want to work out at home, the thing you should consider. I would consider if you can have someone to guide you, that's the first step you take if you haven't worked out before. Also, when you're working outside, consult the sets, because you won't have the same effect if you don't have weight or maybe any equipment, just you and your body. Slow down the reps, do them, and then increase the number of repetitions. So that you don't have the same effect someone who doesn't do.
So if you're doing a squat, you're doing it in slow motion. Okay. All right. And for those that now perhaps are thinking, I need to gain weight, but first of all, they say there's no spot reduction. Is there a spot gain? Like, you cannot come to the gym and say, I just want to lose my tummy. You will lose everywhere. When it comes to gaining weight. Yeah. So when it comes to gaining weight, can you gain weight in one part of the body?
You can add size in one part of the body.
How?
See, like those people who don't do legs.
Yes.
See them, they're big. Because they don't work out their legs. So weight gaining can happen.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. I know, Naomi, you had some questions for him, especially in some of the things you've been told to do or something you've been doing yourself to gain weight.
Yeah, I've been told to just wait until I give birth. That is one. I don't know if it's a myth or it's actually true.
So with gaining weight after giving birth, the thing that could have happened, your hormones have really changed. Maybe you have more now extra estrogen, you're able to put on more fat. That's the only reason. But our gaining weight that you're talking about is putting on quality muscle. You know, we are trying to reduce your fat percentage in your body composition. So the only solution would be to come here and work out. Maybe when you give birth, you'll add on some weight if you really want to.
Yeah, but there's those who have had children and stayed the same. Yeah. So clearly you have to be intentional. Are there things about your diet perhaps you've tried to gain weight? Like I hear people saying they put a lot of oil in their food. What have you tried?
I have tried adding a lot of oil in the food. Also, they say sugar makes you add weight. So I put a lot of sugar in my tea, but here we are, still the same.
I think the reason why they tell you that, you know, we have micronutrients and they have calorie count from this. Like they say 1 gram of protein, 4 grams of calories. So for the cut of fat, it's 9 calories. So you see people adding more oil, that's extra calories.
Okay.
Increase the calories, but I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah. Okay, now that we are winding down, and I'd like us to perhaps finish with a core workout. But before we get to it, let's talk about some of the myths or things that we've heard. You can tell us if they are true or not. Taking a lot of milk can help you gain and maintain weight. True or false?
Yeah, actually you can gain weight. Not just milk. You can say that if you have milk, if you have gain weight, generally, just then look at things generally.
Okay.
Amount of food you are putting into your body.
But we're trying to understand some of the things perhaps you can prioritize that can help you along. So does milk fall under that category? Okay, yogurt, because it's also a dairy product. Okay, all yogurts, or there are specific yogurts?
No, all yogurts.
All yogurts can work for you. All right, this is something that my mother says all the time. Eat a lot of bananas. Is that true? That bananas help you gain weight. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
If you eat more of it,
yeah. Okay. I hear it has a lot of calorie and sugar density, so it can work for you. Okay, now the other thing is, and I'm glad she's touched on, putting oil in your food. For example, the olive oils, the sunflower oils. How much is too much? Because also we do not want to hurt ourselves in the process.
Actually, Gladys, on that, my mom used to warn me, oh, you constantly adding oil in the food, your mafuta itaenda kwa roho. And then because it is not reflecting in my body, I'm like, I'm still good,
yeah.
You know, metabolism of fat is a bit different from these other ones. That one goes through the gastric system, like from your intestine, it goes into your system like that. Like these other ones, they have to go through the liver and everything. So absorption of fat like almost 100% gets into your system very fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend perhaps putting a teaspoon or two in your food, or just eating your food as you normally
maybe
do?
just for flavor, you can just add a little bit, just for flavor.
Just
not
for
just
flavor.
I'm adding this to add weight.
So not the stew and then you can see the layer of fat on top. Okay, now myths. She said she has a problem eating red meat. You didn't tell
Yeah,
us why.
I don't eat red. I don't know.
You're a Maasai.
It's
How do you
been
not
so
eat red
long.
meat?
It's been so long. I was probably in class 3 and I can't even remember.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason why you don't eat it?
Initially, it was from being forced to eat it every time because I'm Maasai.
Yeah.
So I started developing a bad attitude because it was a must. So that started turning me off, and slowly by slowly, I eat it. I think because of the mentality, I become sick. I eat it, I become sick.
So red mix, a plus?
So I think red meat is good, but the only reason why people tend to go away from red meat is because of the cholesterol it comes with.
Yes.
The cholesterol reason, I think. That's the only reason why people go away from red meat. Yes.
So for purposes of what we are trying to do then,
Gain weight.
it's good?
Yeah, it's good. You can
It's
have,
good for
it has good fat.
Yeah.
Alternatively?
Right? Alternatively, you can do you want to, your
chicken and fish?
I eat
fish.
chicken alone.
Chicken alone, that's what you're very good at.
Hey, you have trouble adding meat.
Because fish has also been said to be very good in weight gain because it has a lot of fat. Yeah,
it doesn't have so much fat. The reason why people use fish because it doesn't have so much calories. But if you're trying to gain weight, I wouldn't say that you won't be able to gain weight because you're having fish.
Okay.
But you can gain weight because you're having fish and more fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are some types of fishes that actually have more calories than the salmons of this world and other fatty fishes. Okay. And speaking of which, watu wa nyama nasikia mkisema tumeambiwa tukule nyama if you want to gain weight. Very happy about that. Let's talk about the beverages. Sugar content in the sodas, in the juices and all that, we're being told be wary of that, it's not good for you. However, when it comes to gaining weight, it's good for you. How do we work out a balance here?
So a balance when you're being told to have beverages
that are high on sugar.
High on sugar. Yes, you can have them, but now anything you have that goes above and beyond, of course it has some effects on your body.
Yeah.
Like let's say you do the Coca-Cola that has sugar, a lot of sugar in it. So it'll help you put on weight, but not that good weight. It'll have more fat.
Okay. All right then. So I think at this point we have a better indication and clarification on both our fitness and especially the nutrition. We hope that Naoma will be able to increase her eating count to not only 1 meal a day, to 3, and then you can go on with the help of a nutrition perhaps, be able to achieve the milestones that you need to gain your weight, okay? Now before we put this show to bed, I think we haven't worked on our core. That is a critical part of our body, so what would you suggest we do even on this journey of gaining weight?
I will have our mat.
We can switch this.
Come over here.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, sit-ups.
Yes.
So we'll start with 10 and see how it goes. So how we do sit-ups from here, you come all the way up and then control yourself back. So don't come up and then you just go.
Yeah.
So you're trying to engage your core.
Okay.
So all through you come and squeeze and then you go back.
All right. So how many are we doing?
We're doing 10.
Okay. All right then. Okay. Let's do this.
Just move forward.
Okay.
Yeah. So put your hands over here. Up.
Okay. 1,
2. How many?
8. I think we're good now, right? Oh wait, we had 9. We're good now, right? Okay. All right. Any other variations perhaps you can suggest?
For the you can do leg raises. So just here, extend up and then down.
Okay.
And then down.
All right, and especially when it comes to that, there are those who have issues with their lower back.
yeah.
What would you suggest? Because that becomes a little bit different or difficult to do.
You just play around. If you have injuries, there are certain things you can do or you do them with certain variations. Like now, let's say for the leg raises, if you really want to work your core and you have a back problem, leg raises won't be a good choice. You can do crunches on the cable machine.
Okay. Yes. All right. Sawa sawa basi. Let's do this.
So move forward. So here, you raise your legs up and then down. Going free. Just put your hands on the side.
Okay.
Up. Up. Yeah, there you go. Down. 10 is our number.
And this one is targeting
it
on
targets the lower abs.
the lower abs.
Is it really nice for someone who doesn't have who has a flat tummy?
This bad how?
If you already have a flat
If you already have a flat
So you're
tummy.
trying to build the muscles around that area.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
so I
make
guess
them stronger. Because also when you're doing other movements, you need a stronger core for you to perform them properly. Like sports, you need a proper tight core.
Okay.
Okay, so there's also this part of our core.
Yeah. Core comes from here to here.
Okay.
That's the core, yeah.
So how do you work on the sides of the
So
tummy?
on the sides, you have the muscles called obliques.
Yes.
So the only way you can work them is when you crunch on the side. Any movement that
Crunches on the side?
on the side, you're working on the side.
Okay. Is there one that you can show us that we
Yes,
can do
we
on the
can do
mat,
one
or
like
do we have to be on our feet?
No, no, just here on the floor.
Okay.
So on the side, here. Can you see? Put your elbow down.
Okay.
And then you just up and then come back.
Ah.
So you squeeze your
Like that?
So make sure the movement is on this area.
Okay.
So you can raise your leg up and down. So make sure your torso and your leg they're coming to a meet and then back.
Okay.
All right. 1.
3.
Yes.
4.
3. 4. 5. I know you're new to this. We'll get it in time. And now the other side.
Okay, so let's do the other side. And then we can say or bid farewell to our viewers even as we learn about gaining weight. 1.
Make sure you squeeze all the way.
Okay.
Coordination or machine and easy?
It's only my leg which is moving.
It's just trying
My other-
you squeeze on the side. It's like you're doing this.
Okay.
There you go.
10. There we go. Yeah, you're getting there.
Okay.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I think this was a very informative conversation because it's one of the things that people don't think about, or for those who struggle, they don't understand how to strike the balance, and the pressure is always to engage in all the things that those ones who want to lose weight are told not to do. Okay, but then again, in any, as you said, whether you're gaining weight or you're losing weight or you're just toning up, the goal is health and fitness and wellness. So that's what we need to consider. So even as we close, considering ulisema wewe ndio kuku ya kienyeji, and clearly we can see and you have lived up to it in your bodybuilding career, what would you like to remind us that this is the bottom line when it comes to gaining weight?
So I would say there are certain the things that are very, very mandatory for you to be able to gain weight. First of all, start strength training, eat well, rest properly, prioritize your sleep, and minimize your stress level. Add weight.
I love the fact that we talk about the sleeping What is the role of sleeping in all this? Somebody
when
might
you
ask.
sleep, your body recovers now. Now your body is repairing. Yeah. So during sleep, you get a good recovery.
Yeah.
But when you don't sleep well, that recovery is altered. Yeah.
All right. So Naoma, a few tips you got today. I think a lot of tips.
Yeah.
A lot of clarification.
Yeah.
So how does life look like after this?
I think I'm going to now take the step. I've always said I'm going to start working out, but I never did. I think to work out to get the body you want. First of all, start with being comfortable
with yourself.
Where you are at that time. Yeah, because if you're not comfortable, then I don't think you can actually get to where you want to be.
True. Your why needs to be very clear, and also it can give you direction on what you want to achieve. Well, Naoma Sampao, definitely my colleague and journalist, thank you for your time. Eldon Achara, fitness coach and bodybuilder, thank you for helping us walk through this and accommodating us at this margins. And thank you for being part of this conversation. As always, here on Your World, we shall tackle conversations that actually affect your day-to-day. Health and fitness, or health and wellness, is core in your day-to-day, and that is why it is so key that you keep prioritizing the same. So we shall see you next time. Before now, it's a goodbye, even as we catch our breath and perhaps have something to eat. Siku ilianza mapema sana. Have a good day.